Today for the paper we're going to write, we're going to learn how to make ink blots. Remember in Flowers for Algernon, Charlie had to take the test where he looked at ink blots? The first thing you need to do is get a piece of scrap paper. It can be out of the recycling bin, it can be out of your notebook, but you need scrap paper. Then you're going to get the half sheet of paper that your teacher has given you. The very first thing you want to do is fold it in half. Excellent. There are two types of materials you can use to make your ink blot. The first we'll look at is glitter glue. You'll have 1 to 2 colors of glitter glue depending on whether or not you share with your neighbor. Open up the cap and create a design on half of the paper. Make sure you leave about a 1/2 inch border on the side and make sure you go all the way into the crease. You do not want to write your name, you do not want to draw a picture, and you don't want to use too much glue, especially if you're going to use more than one color. The more glue that you use, the more your odds increase of having just a really big blob that's not going to be helpful. Once you've added some glue, you're going to close the paper, but remember, don't leave it closed, it is glitter glue. Push down on the fold, push out on the edges. And when you open it back up, you have your ink blot. Now we're going to set that to the side to dry. Remember, when you make your ink blot, you do not want to show it to other people. You don't want to ask them about what they think it looks like. You don't want to tell them what you think it looks like, because that might mess up your results later. So the second method of making an ink blot is using pot paint. We are going to fold our paper in half again. At this time, we're going to use our resources to dip into the paint. In this case, we have mini popsicle sticks. So we're going to dip into the paint and carefully spread it out on half of the paper. Again, you don't want to draw a picture, you don't want to write your name, and you want to make sure you're leaving a border along the side. If you have a neighbor who's willing to share with you, you may do more than one color, but no more than 2. And be careful with these. This is when your scratch paper really comes in handy, because we don't want to get paint all over our desks. Just a few dots will make it cool. Now again, we're going to close it, push down, make sure you're getting the paint spread evenly to both sides. And open it back up. And you have your ink blot. Now we're going to put that to the edge of our desk to dry, but this time we're going to leave it on the scrap paper because this one's still pretty wet. Leave the popsicle sticks there too so they don't get paint all over everything. That's step 1.